Welcome to the Lavaca County Today podcast. Your hosts are photographer, columnist, Murray Montgomery and graphic design artist, photographer, Michelle Price. This podcast is a review of the 4 weekly papers in Lavaca County, Texas. These papers include the Hallettsville Tribune-Herald, the Shiner Gazette, Yoakum Herald-Times, and the Moulton Eagle. Thanks for listening to this week's news review and please share. And now, here are your hosts, Murray and Michelle.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for the November 8th and 9th editions of the Lavaca County News Reviews. It's the reviews of all 4 of our papers in Lavaca County. And my co-host Michelle is here. How are you, Michelle?
I'm great, Murray. How are you?
Oh, I'm just wonderful. It's been raining.
It has.
The only thing about when it rains, everybody is so thankful, except those of us who may have a leak in the roof.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Murray is also wearing a jacket and prepared for the cold front.
Well, like I told you out there a while ago, old people get old. Old people get cold a lot easier than youngsters like yourself.
Okay.
All right. So, you got anything to say before we start?
No.
Did you do anything exciting or?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But I think most of the people that would be listening to me would be very surprised that I'm having to make sure that my volume is high enough. Murray says I'm too quiet. I don't think I've ever been told that before.
What's unusual about that is that you're loud as hell when you're talking to me. But for some reason, your voice is like a ghost voice on this microphone. And it don't pick it up.
Ooh, ghost voice.
So we're trying a new recording program by Rode, and we're going to see how she does this time.
I'm going to do amazing.
All right, let's get started with the Hallettsville Tribune-Herald, and we're looking at the front page. And it looks like, Michelle, it's all about Veterans Day programs.
It is, and so Veterans Day will be this Saturday. Although, I am a strong believer that you should thank those who have served every day or that are currently serving. But it's a reminder that Veterans Day and Memorial Day are very different holidays. Veterans Day, we're thanking those who are currently serving or those who have served, not those that have served and are deceased. That's what Memorial Day is about. So just to clarify that a little bit.
But, and who's that? What's that picture, Michelle?
That is the Bambo and Sweetheart from Hallettsville High that was crowned at last week's big game against Yoakum. So we'll talk about that game a little bit later. But it worked out well for the Hallettsville Brahmas.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked at that story right there.
Yeah, I know that it's probably more than months back, some of my friends even lost their job at St. Mark's very unexpectedly, very quickly, and it was like they were told on Monday basically they didn't have a job within 48 hours.
Yeah, I haven't got to read that, but it's about that St. Mark's Hospital in LaGrange that's closing.
Right.
Does it say, or if you got to read it, does it say why or they?
I don't know that the article says why. I haven't read Jimmy's take on it yet. I know he's talking a lot about how it's going to affect or if it's going to affect at all Lavaca Medical Center. But basically, they had spent too much money and they weren't being able to make the money to pay off their bills.
I went over there. I haven't been over there but one time to visit somebody that was there in the hospital. And it looked like a very nice facility, what I saw of it. So that's a shame that they, I don't know where those people will go now.
I don't either, and I feel like it's a very new hospital. It's only 18 years old, and that to me is not very old at all. So
no, it's not.
I am sad about that. The burn ban is lifted. That's always big news, and it's a very important thing to pay attention to as to where we are and where we aren't.
What about that early printing?
So we are printing early for Thanksgiving. So you will actually receive your Thanksgiving edition week papers on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday for pickup in a store or at our local newspaper offices. or Wednesday by delivery to your mailbox.
Do you know when the printer is going to print it?
The printer is printing on
Monday, is it? Or
oh wait, no, the printer is printing. I said that wrong. The printer is printing on Tuesday, and we will have them. No, that's not right because that's when they normally print, right? Hold on, Murray. Let me read. So we're sending them to the printer on Monday. And so they'll be back to us on Tuesday. So it's a day early. So I was right. So Tuesdays, you'll be able to pick it up. And Wednesday in your mailbox. So basically a day early. And the deadline also is different. So instead of Monday at noon, we obviously have to have it at the printers on Monday. So you will need to have all the stories to us and ads and anything that you want to put in the paper for that Thanksgiving week by 3 p.m. on Thursday, November 16th.
well, that means that me and Hank Elsick are going to have to work on Friday.
Oh,
which
how exciting.
I don't particularly care for it, but
I love when y'all are here.
oh yeah.
It
What's
makes
Hank
it
got
good.
going on?
He has a new trivia question. And so far we've had 2 people call in, so you could be the third. Go ahead and give us a call.
What's the new one? Has he got a? You said he had a new one.
He has a new one. It's what was the name of the American Army general and the commander of the Allied forces in the Philippines at the time Japan surrendered in the United States during World War II?
You think I ought to tell everybody?
No.
Before it'll mess Hank up.
He'll be so sad.
All right.
He's
Well,
talking about a really big pumpkin too. You should always read Henry's stuff. It's amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. We have a lot of ads in there this week honoring the veterans. So please go ahead and support those businesses that support our newspaper and support those that serve you.
Yeah, we're going to do things just a bit different this time, friends, and from now on probably. Is we're just going to scroll through these pages and instead of trying to mention everything, which would take forever, that we're just going to see, the more important things and the sports front page and stuff like that. So that's why you take the paper, so you can read it.
And so Larry Rothbauer, you want to read about him talking about the weather? He's always our weather guy.
Yeah, people are always concerned about the weather. So.
And Rusty Grind is a new advertiser as far as they're going to be advertising a weekly special. This week it's the pumpkin spice macchiato. And Henry and I are going to get one, but Murray is going to buy me one right after we're done.
Where is it?
I think it used to be an old, they said, place that developed pictures. Kind of, I don't know how to spell that well, but going on the Walmart Road.
That developed film?
Yes, it's like a blue little
It's
building.
on the right-hand side going out. You can't miss it.
You guys should try it out.
It's right before that car wash.
Yeah, and look, you could get it hot or cold. So look weekly. They're going to put in their specials weekly, and so that will be a real treat. You could try every one. Murray has his handy photo tips.
The photos and other history things, but we'll save it for.
I mean, he's only been doing it for 60 years, so I don't know if we should trust him. Never trust a 60-year-old, but 60-year-old veteran. You want to wait till they're at least done it for 80 years.
Well, when they're 80, nearly 81, then you can trust them. I'm not going to say what I was going to say because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like Henry Joe, he's always so concerned, that he's going to hurt somebody's feelings.
He just has such a good heart. And Murray's story, we had talked about this pretty much last week, but it did make it in the household paper, and it's the flying tigers. I like to say flying sharks because you said they were sharks.
Well, they eventually, I did a little more research on.
Because I asked.
They eventually put a tiger on the side of the plane.
Oh.
So, anyway, it was only in Moulton last week, and we've got it now, I think, in just about all our papers. So I'm not going to talk about it too much. If you were old enough to know, or your grandparents or your parents told you, this was a mercenary group of pilots that were being paid by the Chinese to protect them from the Japanese invasion. And that's basically what it's about. So we'll leave it to you to read it if you're interested. All right, what now, Michelle?
All right, well, Hallettsville Brahmas rallied to defeat Yoakum, which was a big win for them in a lot of ways. One way is that I think Chuck said they were down 18-0 at one point, so that's a big deficit to come back from. So congratulations to them. They do play Franklin this weekend, which are the defending state titles, so they have a big job ahead of them.
Yeah, I think they wound up at 7-3.
Yes.
Which their losses were the real good teams. So they are doing well, and we want to congratulate the team and hope for more wins going down the road.
And then Sacred Heart found themselves claiming the district title, and that means they have a bye this week. So best of luck to them as they wait one more week to start the playoffs.
Yeah, Coach Alex Sadler's group is they wound up undefeated in district.
Correct.
And they're doing really good, and our hats off to them too, and wishing them all the best going forward.
Yeah, and then volleyball has ended now for both Sacred Heart and Hallettsville High, so for the girls. And girls basketball is going to be starting in full swing. State cross country has also ended the cross country season, so you'll see what those two young ladies, Juliet Davenport and Elizabeth Felsman, how they did. And then what is this? A new scoreboard.
Yeah, that's the first I've seen that.
It is. So Jimmy took this picture, and it was supposed to arrive in September, but was used for the first time on last Thursday at the junior high games. So that's a great addition to that
More
field.
exciting news.
It always is, Murray.
What about Chuck? He's got a little column there, don't he?
Yeah, he's talking about the Rangers, which of course won the World Series, so congrats to them. And then he always talks about different statistics. One was Flatonia missing the playoffs for the first time since 2014. Schulenburg, of course, they had a 0-10 record last year and now have clinched the third seed and will be playing Johnson City and Buda on Friday.
And they're the volleyball girls, is it?
Yes.
That did so good.
And they are still playing. The volleyball team also for Schulenburg plays this Friday. And that's at the regional tournament, I think is where they're at, right before state. Bobby Horechka has a story about a Martindale man getting 10 years probation. It's a pretty interesting story.
Yeah, he had a co-writer with
Oh, he did.
Nicole.
I'm sorry.
And Nicole was...
And Nicole
Yeah.
Smith. And so Nicole is our writer for Luling. So Martindale's pretty close to Luling.
yeah.
So go ahead and read that. Pick up your paper when you get a chance. It's a very interesting story, as I said. He loves turkey time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then speaking of veterans, but this is more a veteran who is, of course, deceased, but Murray talks about that it took 62 years for Victor Espinosa to
win, or not win. He was awarded the Medal of Honor. And
Okay. What's that word, Murray?
which one? Posthumously.
Posthumously.
Yeah, but I'm still probably not saying it right.
And spell it, Murray. Don't look at it.
Go ahead. I can't see that.
Posthumously. Posthumously.
Yeah, for those who don't know, well, that means that he has passed. So,
Oh.
anyway. What,
Can I have the definition? This is like a spelling bee, Murray.
Oh, yeah. I
my
never
gosh.
was good at that.
I had no clue we were going to have a spelling bee. I'm so excited.
But he was delayed in getting that medal, and he was in Korea, which a lot of people have over the years. It was thought of as a forgotten war because North Korea invaded South Korea, and then the Chinese got involved. But we never declared war, and it was all the United Nations, and troops from different countries participated. But it was a bloody war and a lot of American casualties and wounded. And Mr. Espinosa according to what I found, is they think that a lot of those folks that were Hispanic and Jewish were kind of overlooked without getting awarded these medals that they deserved, and they think maybe there was some racial stuff involved. But he finally received it, well deserved, and if you read the article, you will not believe all the things that man did. I think he wound up single-handedly killing 14 of the enemy, and anyway, it's awesome. So I hope you get to read it.
It's a great story for this week. Very fitting. And at the end, you'll see again, that's our closure dates for, well, not really our closure dates, but when our paper will hit the newsstands and our deadline, and so on and so forth. And make sure you keep looking, because we'll have the same thing for Christmas, because Christmas is on a Monday, Murray.
Oh, Lord. Now we're moving over to Michelle's favorite newspaper, the Shiner Gazette.
It should be everyone's favorite newspaper, I think. But Shiner City Council rescheduled a meeting. It was a very big meeting plan, so you can see what was on that agenda. I was actually going to the meeting. I was the one that was going to get to cover it. Look at that. And then they rescheduled. No. But I will be back there on Monday and with some chamber stuff and royalty stuff, and then I will also be covering it for the newspaper, because that's just how good I am, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But check it out. I really didn't know, Murray. This is a little bit. Don't laugh at me, promise. Okay. I didn't know like people could just attend city council meetings or school board meetings. Like,
you didn't know that they should, or
they could, or like it was just open. And
most of the time, I think sometimes they have closed meetings, but I think what they have to do is have a public meeting, and if it's something that they don't want the public to know about right then, they'll go into a closed session. So
I think we should all do that, because you should know how your city government works.
Yep.
And you should know how your school board works, because these are the people that are making big decisions that affect your lives on a very local level. So.
Yeah, I'd like to have a closed session where I didn't have to listen to Yashi.
Well, we could have a closed session meeting. Just me and you, Murray.
Yeah. Well,
what do you want to meet about?
That's probably what we're doing right now.
Oh, yeah, probably. No one else is here. Again, Murray's Medal of Honor story that we just talked about Victor Espinoza is on the front page. Our we're printing the newspaper earlies in here.
Yeah, and I just want to say that I appreciate all these editors from the other papers that are putting this article in, because at this time on Veterans Day, it's very important. And anyway, I appreciate the coverage.
I always like to see when teachers are honored, because they do such hard work. And this science teacher, is it Cesar? Elaine Cesar? She is actually from Hallettsville. Margaret, our editor, or our copy editor, is that what she is? Yeah. Said she's actually one of her neighbors, and she didn't even know she taught there, but she was very happy to see that she got an award, and congrats for her doing such a great job. I talked about the band a little bit last week, and being fourth in state as a 2A band. So congrats again to them.
I tell you what, we got some awesome kiddos in these towns that really go all out to do well, and we appreciate them and honor all of them.
And so last night, if you tuned into Wheel of Fortune, do you watch Wheel of Fortune, Murray?
No.
Murray, it so seems like something you would watch. Anyway, Lee Mack Turner has moved to the Shiner, in between Shiner and Yoakum is where he lives, and he made an appearance on Wheel of Fortune. So I think we're doing some follow-up with him, so look for more information on the experience and how he did. But it is pretty fun that he got a chance to have that experience.
There's a 6-column picture.
There is, at the St. Paul High School one-act play advanced to state. So congrats, another great group of kids. We have Sports Corner by Sloan, which he talks a lot about the Rangers. And then we get into local sports. So St. Paul earns third with an overtime win. Overtime wins are always exciting. So congrats to them as they continue their way through the playoffs. Congrats to Ms. Haley Burns. She was the sole participant at state for Shiner in cross country. And she had a personal best record. So
And the Comanches win.
yes, off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but they have they secured the third place seed as well, and they will go down to Pleasanton this weekend or this Friday. I don't know who they play actually. I just know that my daughter gets out of school early because it's a long trip. But best of luck to them.
You bet.
Again, Shiner volleyball. So both Shiner schools have ended their volleyball seasons after 2 great seasons. So congrats on all of their hard work. Harris picks. Let's see who Shiner played. So they're picked to win over Freer by 38. So they're playing Freer.
Wow.
Where's Freer?
In South Texas. I've never been there, but that's where it's at.
And St. Paul honored all their coaches on Coaches Day. You know, I'm big into the impact coaches have on the lives of our youth. So congrats for them taking time, or I don't know, kudos to the school for taking time to recognize those individuals that give of their time pretty selflessly most of the time to impact our youth. The Flying Sharks Tigers.
Flying Tigers.
Is also
They're
in
in Shiner too. They're everywhere.
And then we all enjoyed these pancakes. Mary, did you like these pancakes I brought?
Yeah, you know, we were talking about that little sausage.
Yeah.
Me and Hank, we thought that was real good.
So
Do you know what kind?
I would think it was Macker sausage.
Yeah.
But it was good. The pancakes were good. So thank you to them for the Rotary Club for hosting that Election Day breakfast. It all got us going here at the paper.
Yeah, it was good.
And that's it. We're moving on to Yoakum.
Okay, we're over at the Yoakum Herald Times, and we've got another little same story about the burn ban. And then you have a big color picture of 160 flags to honor veterans on November 11th. What does that say? What
so it was placed out of what organization? American Legion.
Okay.
And they placed these flags on State Highway 111 and 77.
And then they have pictures on the front page of those, some of those folks that have passed away serving in our military.
That's memorials in actually Yorktown. So, Yoakum High School Lady Bulldogs win the area championship. I do think since they have ended their season, but I could be incorrect. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
No, we don't talk about it now. I mean, we love it when they win, and when they lose, well, we just
ignore it
and say you had a good year and you'll do better next time.
Flying Tigers, here we go. What a great story. Bobby talks on Veterans Day and every day be the one. I haven't read this, but I encourage you to be the one that asks someone if they're okay, whether they're a veteran or not, because you never know what someone's going through. And be the one to ask a veteran if in your life how he or she is doing. Be the one to listen when a veteran needs to talk. Be the one to reach out when a veteran is struggling. And that actually goes for any human being. Be a kind human being.
Yeah,
World Kindness Day is Monday, Murray, so you have to be nice to me on Monday. I just want you to know.
Well, you know.
And Hank.
Well, I don't know about Hank.
It's World Kindness Day.
But this veterans thing, I was thinking about it before I came out here today, and it occurred to me just how many people in my family, and I don't particularly like to talk about my family so much, but when I started rethinking World War II, my dad, 5 of my uncles, all served. Thank God none of them were killed. Of course, they're all gone now. But those folks from what we call the greatest generation that was in World War II, they're the type of people that are very humble, and they didn't want to talk about themselves. And one of my uncles was in a B-17 bomber. They were shot down over France. They bailed out, and he was snuck out of the country by the French underground. to get him away from the Germans. France was occupied by Germany. And do you know, when I went to interview him or ask him about that, he would not talk about it. Really? And then he said, "Oh, your dad did more than I did." And I said, "Well, my dad wasn't shot down. He was shot at, but he wasn't shot down." But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, if you've got relatives that have fought or been in any part of the service, you need to get their history and pass it on. And I realize I haven't done that for my children, but my children are all girls, and they've never really had a big interest in that sort of thing. But they will, because it seems like with age that comes, where you wish you knew. That's my little bit.
I guess soon it's going to be military talk with Murray. I'm ready. I'll do it. I'd like to know more. My dad was in the Navy, and I definitely didn't learn enough before he passed away. So.
That's the thing about it is, you never know when somebody's going to go, And the quicker you get it done, well, the better it is.
A new church comes to Yoakum. Clayton Kelly wrote about that. Clayton has a little bit of a mistake. I think Clayton attended that school in San Marcos known as the Bobcats. And so he kind of got Bobcats and Bulldogs messed up. So when you read Bobcat Stadium, it's supposed to be Bulldog Stadium. But he does talk about Faith Family Church, which I think he personally attends in Gonzales, now opening up a new church in Yoakum. So
is it a branch? Is it a branch of the other?
I think so. But you know what, Murray? You're just going to have to read Clayton's story and find out. We again have the story about Victor Espinosa.
Well, you did a good job on all those Veterans Day ads.
Thanks, Murray. I had to work so hard.
Even though you didn't do what I asked you to do.
But next week it's
okay. You're kind of swamped, aren't you?
I was pretty swamped this week. It was 45 ads I had to build just for Veterans Day.
What about those Lady Bulldogs? What'd they do?
They put forth a good effort. That probably means they did not win. So congrats on a great season.
Did Mark write that? Or
Mark Levy did write that.
Okay. Good job, Mark.
Good job, Mark. And Alvin Gomez wrote about the Bulldogs losing. I think it's always fun. You guys should read Yoakum's take on the game and Halsville's take. It's always pretty interesting how it went down.
That must have been a heck of a game, I'll tell you.
Yeah, Chuck said it was pretty good. But Chuck would think a football game in snow, sleet, dirt flying in your eyes, it doesn't matter the conditions. He likes the football.
As long as he could be there, that's all he cared about.
So it's hard to say when he says it's a good game.
Well, little Chucky does a good job. We got to give him
does. He really likes his sports.
Look at all those Halloween pictures.
Yeah.
You'll really like that.
I love Halloween. But now we're on to Thanksgiving, Murray. Be thankful. Be thankful for Thanksgiving. And then it's Christmas, which you can't beat Christmas.
So here we go over to the cleanup batter, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's what Hans called it. And a big headline about the county burn ban being lifted. And the filing period opens for the 2024 races. What else we got?
I'm not sure. It's a hometown tradition. It says Bolton firemen recently took part in one of their town's favorite tradition for grade school with the loaded up the kindergarten class and took them a spin about town abroad the biggest, loudest, and newest fire truck.
All right.
Sounds pretty fun.
That was always fun for a kid to ride a...
Have you ever rode a fire truck?
Oh, yeah. My daddy was a fireman.
Oh, well, then you definitely have that experience.
Yeah. And he wasn't a volunteer fireman. That was his profession for a while.
Are we going to 2, 3, or 4, Murray? Which one?
Go to 4.
4.
Yeah.
All right.
Go back to 3.
All right.
I had to jump to 4.
Okay.
I wrote another article, and this article was written 16 years ago.
By who?
Me.
Oh.
And we had a lot of space to fill, so I went back to another website that I've been writing for 20 years, TexasEscapes.com. And I had written this story on Veterans Day, 2007, I believe. And so when Margaret, our proofreader came in, I asked her to read it over because I was sure, because it was so old, that it wouldn't be up to date. She read it, brought it back to me, and she said, everything you wrote about in 2007 is still going on.
That's pretty amazing.
The war on terror.
Wow.
So that's more or less, I called it an op-ed because that was my opinion. But anyway, you might be interested in reading that.
I definitely am going to take a look at that. It's hard to believe that something that long ago
Yeah, tell me about it.
is still current. But really, things change daily, so anything's staying the same.
How you like that graphic?
You know, Murray, I'm going to make you graphics. I really am. But Murray did a good job adding a new sports graphic. Check it out. He has the basketball schedules, and we know Moulton has a big basketball
Yeah, that's their thing.
town, so
You bet.
make sure you get those schedules hung on your refrigerator or somewhere you can see them, or you can go support those Bobcats and Bob Kidman.
Well, I had seen a thing posted a bit from Yoakum about a mistake. Was that it? I guess that was. Anyway, we don't make a lot of mistakes, do we? Yashik does. He makes a bunch.
We are pretty human, so there are some going on, but
All right, so you didn't do nothing interesting
no.
over the weekend, but you probably will this time, won't you?
Yes, I'm going to go to Buda to watch a football game.
All right, well, I've got a daughter right down the road in Kyle, so you can
You
stop
want me to
by
drop
and see
you
her.
off?
That's all right.
Murray just doesn't want to go on a date with me. I
No,
try
I
weekly.
just don't. I don't even go on dates with my own. Well, I guess then that we can say our goodbyes because once again we passed my goal.
Not by
As
much.
far
If you'd
as
stop
I-
talking now, we would be good.
Anyway, say your goodbyes and then we're going to get out of here.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a safe week. Best of luck to all the teams, the football teams starting their run in the playoffs. We hope that you have many weeks and that you're playing to Christmas because that's the goal of any football team. But stay injury free, stay safe. And I hear it's going to get cold, or so Murray's jacket says. So
Yeah,
stay warm.
I'm already ready. And folks, we want to thank you so much for tuning us in every week. We hope you do. Hope you share. And if you have an opportunity, thank a veteran because they deserve it. Thanks again, friends, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Thank you, Murray.
Oh, yeah, thank
Look
you.
at that. I did my Thank a Veteran already today.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Goodbye, everybody.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of the Lavaca County, Texas News Review. Our hosts and guests will provide you with all the area news and sports in Lavaca County. Thanks so much for joining us, and we hope you will be back for the next podcast. And in the meanwhile, we are going to rock and roll on out of here. Goodbye, everybody.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.